Hello everyone, my name is Rahul and today's session is on the voice protocol. And in this sessions, mainly I will discuss about the voice protocols and what are the key components which are there in the voice and the SIP inputs which we are using in the voice, right? Along with that, the codecs, what are the codecs are there in the industries which are used uh, in the voice world, right? So let's begin this session. On the next slide. So as I said earlier that we will understand about the voice protocols. Mainly these days, most of the things are moved to the SIP infrastructure, and these slides are the overview of those, right? So later on, I have prepared some more sessions on SIP, right? We will go through in-depth knowledge on that, right? And then the importance of real-time communications. Real-time means we are using RTP and RTCP protocols. I have prepared one session for that, and that is uploaded in the system, in the YouTube channel, right? So you can go through that to understand more on the real-time protocols. And then mainly we use voice protocols in IP phones, video conferencing, WebEx, right? So every device is in the voice world, whether it's a desk phone, whether it's a soft phone, whether it's a PBX, all are working on the some protocols, and these protocols are industry standards, right? For example, in SIP, first session is established from the user agent client. It sends the invite message, and in responding to that, PBX is sending trying message, then ringing, like that. So these are the set of protocols y- uh, which is followed by every of the voice world devices, right? In the next slide, here we have the key components of a voice, like codecs. Mainly we are using G711, G729. Other codecs are there in the industry that are G722, ILBC, right? So these codecs are used whenever there is a communication, right? So every speech is converted to G711 or G729 or G722 ILBC before sending from one point to the other point, right? And the signal protocols which are used in voice are SIP, S323, MGCP, and the media transport protocols, that is RTP and RTCP. RTP is real-time protocols and RTCP is real-time control protocol, which is having all the information of the media stream, whether there is any delay, jitter, packet loss, all the information it carries, right? And there is one more control protocol, that is SCCP, that is mainly used by Cisco IP phones, and it's a Cisco standards protocol, right? But most of the things has moved on the SIP. So but few things in the Cisco CUSIM call manager, they are still working on the SSCP protocol, right? So bit more information on the protocols. SIP is mostly widely used these days, right? Whether it's your service provider, they're also providing the SIP service capabilities to you, right? And that SIP should be terminated in on your gateway. And maybe you are using Cube, maybe you are using audio codec, or you can use Oracle SBCs. So those are the SIP termination points, right? And H323, it is bit old, but some of the places it's still in use, right? In the dial peer in the CUCM voice gateways, we are still using H323 protocols. Then media gateway control protocol, that is MGCP. So in CUCM, most of the gateways we if we want to manage those gateways centralized, we are using MGCP protocols. So what happens? So whenever any calls hits through the gateway, it it bind with the CUCM with the backhauling, and this is used uh, for the controlling of that gateway, right? And then SSC protocols. This is, as I said, this is the Cisco proprietary protocols. So earlier 7965 series or 79 series were using SSCP protocols to communicate with the call manager. So these are the basics of protocols. Later on, I will create, as I said, that more in-depth knowledge of these protocols, so that if in case someone asks you in depth in your interviews or any discussions, so you can speak up on those things, right? But these are the basics of SIP, sorry, in the voice protocols, and you should aware of the protocols. So if you are having you are started your careers, maybe 1 or 2 area of experience, then in that case you should be aware of the protocols. But interview viewer may not ask you in depth knowledge of that, but you should aware of the protocols. Like these many protocols are there in industries and where they are using. Like SIP as protocol, which is mainly used by now service provider to terminate their voice links in the voice infrastructure. And S323 is it's a old, but it's somewhere it's used on the voice gateways, right? Like, and the MGCP protocols, these are used in the voice gateways for T1 even circuits managed by the CUCM gateways, right? Then SSCP, mostly it is used by uh, Cisco phones, right? Also, some other architecture SSCP was used for your integration between your call manager and Unity voicemail platform. So it depends, but now most of the things move to SIP. So mainly you will see the SIP integrations, right? Then media transport protocol, that is mainly RTP and RTCP. I have prepared one session on this so that you can get more in-depth knowledge of both the protocols. So someone can ask you how you can troubleshoot or fix the issue with the RTP. Uh, that time, I mean, so you have to check which codecs are using and is there any firewall and what are the ports for the RTP, right? And if someone asks how you can get the stats of your voice RTP, right? So RTCP is the protocols which is used RTP stream and getting all the statistics of the voice qualities or your delay, jitter, packet loss, all the information is available on RTCP. And the port is uh, the next port which is used by RTP. For example, if RTP is using port number 5000, then RTCP will be taking the next port on that, right? Next is the codec. So so the voice protocols using this codecs G711, G729, G722, ILBC, Opus, right? So G711, it's a high quality 64 kbps of bandwidth it's required, right? But in actual, we need to add some headers, so it's around 80 kbps of bandwidth, which is used by G711, and G711 is a no, it's uncompressed voice, right? And on the other side, G729, it's a compressed, and it's taking only 8 kbps of bandwidth, right? And G722, it's a SD voice, right? It is having more sample as compared to G729, but less than 711. ILBC, Internet Low Bandwidth Codec, and Opus, these are the modern codecs used by in WebRTC and VoIP apps, right? And now Cisco Jabber phones, right, or soft phones are using Opus as a protocol, as a voice codecs, right? And the flow, like we are having protocols like SIP, MGCP, H323, right? SSCP. So every protocol is having some call flow, right? And here I have shown you the steps or uh, which is followed by the SIP protocol. For example, in SIP, uh, the user agent client send the SIP invite message, and on responding to that, my PBX send the trying, and then it says the ringing and 200 OKs, right? And once the acknowledge is established between your user agent client and the PBX, there should be RTP media starts after that, right? So this is the basic of audio. I mean, later on, as I said that I have prepared one more session on the SIP, which you can refer uh, on that, right? So quality of service. So in quality of service, as we are having RTCP protocols, which is capturing all the information like jitter, packet, or delay in the system. So from there, you can identify how is your quality of service in your infrastructure, right? So mainly if someone asks you in the interviews, what are the key components of the voice which is is basically used for the quality of service. So you can mention jitter, packet loss, and delay, right? There should be minimum jitter, minimum delay, and minimum packet loss, right? And there is quality of service tagging, that is DSCP and cost value, right? And that is you have to check in your system. So what are these value as per your guideline by Cisco, or what are PBX you're using in your infrastructure. Then security, like RTP, we are also having secure RTP, right? And the TLS, whenever there is a signaling happen between the two endpoints, if you want that communication to be secure, you have to use TLS as a protocol to secure that communication. Real world applications like where we are using voice protocols, it is using in Cisco IP telephony, Zoom, Microsoft Teams, WebRTC, right? As well as Avaya phones, Cisco phones, Genesis infrastructure. So all these devices are using your voice protocols, right? So summary, voice protocol ensures seamless call setup, media transfer, and call teardown. SIP plus RTP is dominating architecture, codecs balance quality versus bandwidth, security, and QoS are essential for voice reliability. Right. Thank you. That's all in today's sessions. Please comment if you have any questions or you are looking for any informations. Right. And I would suggest this is the overview of the voice, and you should be aware of the few of the things which can be asked for the candidate who are having or started their career in a voice, and they are preparing for the interviews, right? uh, in my more further sessions, I have explained most of the things, right, which we have just overviewed over here, and so that you can be comfortable in answering all the questions if any in-depth knowledge or uh, questions would be asked from you, right? Thank you so much. Have a nice time. Bye bye.